So I worked with a client friend of mine this morning, and she had a past life in Atlantis as a healer. And she brought all that knowledge with her here. However, she doesn't know how to use it, right? Because you're not taught. When you channel light, when you channel healing, you're not bringing it from your own light. That if you want to cut cords, you can either imagine it in your head, cut, you're cutting all cords, or if that doesn't feel strong enough for you, although I'm sure it is, you can just call in Archangel Michael, cut all cords.
Welcome to 5D Channels and Chats with Rachel Chamness. As a shamanic channel and mentor, I'll be sharing wisdom and healing from higher dimensions through channeling beings of light. You will also hear liquid Reiki shamanic sound healing, channels between intuitives, and discussion on higher dimensional healing and channeling. You'll find links and more in the show notes, so be sure to check them. You can find me at soundwavesheal.com and my Facebook group, 5D Daily Spiritual Healers in Higher Dimensions.
Hi, I'm Rachel Chamness at Soundwaves Heal. I'm a shamanic channel and mentor, and I love to help beginners through advanced masters to channel healing, to channel light, to channel sound, and to channel messages, and to learn how to channel in every way, but especially trance channeling, which I feel is a really great way to remove your ego and get some great information for yourself and for your clients if you decide to take it further. And of course, I teach all of this. Hi, okay, I see everyone now. So today I wanted to talk about your personal modality. What is that? And if you got my email today, I talked about it a little bit. So first of all, what's a modality? A modality is just the way that I'm using it. It's a healing modality. It's a way to use a type of healing. So it's a method of healing. And you could use the word modality for other things too. It could be the method that you channel, right? So for me, when I talk about channeling, I'm talking about all kinds of things because we are channeling all the time. We really are. Artists and writers are always channeling, and we are channeling information. Have you ever just said something and been like, how did I know that? You know? So we're always channeling. And as a healer, even if you don't have any kind of modality like Reiki or light language or even angel fire or working with light, then you probably, as a person being called to healing or as an empath, you probably sometimes try to heal people anyway. I know that before I was attuned to Reiki, I would try to heal people just using my hands, and I would try to bless my food. And I know that I did a few little things to help people. And what I was doing, though, was probably using my own light. I think that it's really interesting in this 3D society and how dense it is that we are not taught these sort of basic energy, healing energy, how to deal with your energy, how to work with your energy, all that stuff. Like, it's really important that we learn that. So your own personal modality is a healing modality. In this case, what I'm talking about is healing today. Or maybe it's a channeling modality. It could be both. But mainly I'm talking about healing, is a modality that you used in a past life. So I worked with a client friend of mine this morning, and she had a past life in Atlantis as a healer. And she brought all that knowledge with her here. However, she doesn't know how to use it, right? Because you're not taught, like you're taught math, but you're not taught how to use your healing modality. So I want to just kind of tell you how to do that. So when I teach Angel Fire, which is a type of healing light, how to use light, the different colors, how to call on angels to bring healing, then I talk, that's like the most basic way to learn how to channel light, because you don't want to use your own light to heal people. If we do use our own light, it can cause us to feel tired or wiped out or even sick. We can make ourselves sick. And as we're empaths and healers and we want to heal the world and we want to help people, we love so much and we want to share that love. If we don't know how to use our energy correctly, we can really use it in the wrong way, which hurts us. It might still heal the person, but it's diminishing our light. So how do we not do that? So if you want to use your own personal modality healing, then I really recommend that you learn another modality of channeling light or healing and you put it together. So I teach, of course, Reiki. I'm a Reiki master. My Reiki is called Psychic Reiki Healing, and it is Usui Reiki with my psychic healing techniques, and it's not expensive. I have lots of payment plans and things like that. If you ever want to take it, it's online. We do a personal attunement. But that is one way that I teach it, and I have other ways too, so hang on. I teach that once you are connected to the Reiki ray, which is a ray of light that comes through your crown and comes out your hands, and you can heal people with it, then you can now know how to use your own Reiki. And that is why if you go to different Reiki healers, you will feel that their Reiki feels different. Why does it feel different? If we're all channeling the same Reiki ray, why do people feel different? Why does it feel different? It's because everyone's got their own modality, and it's automatically going to be brought through in the same way. So when you channel light, when you channel healing, you're not bringing it from your own light. Literally, that is how I was doing it before. I was thinking about the light within me and bringing it out to heal some animal or some person. And that's not correct. You don't want to do that. You want to channel the light. So when you use Angel Fire, which is really easy, the course on my site is $11. And you can get it 20% off if you just sign up for my free Channeling Spirit Guides course. It's called Protection and Shielding with Angel Fire, and it's very cheap. So this is something that you can watch the video and learn how to use it in depth. But I'll tell you right now, it's just angelic light. You're going to ask the angels, you're going to ask them to help you heal with a thought. So Angel Fire is just when you are imagining that bubble of light around you. And you've probably do this already in some very simple way. If someone's told you, put a pink bubble around you, or use some white light for healing, and that can help you. I think it's helpful to really go a little bit farther and really understand what Angel Fire is, but I make it very accessible on my website for the course. But it's just that you want to bring this healing through. With Angel Fire, you're basically just thinking a thought that has been sort of run as a new positive program in your body, where you're bringing through a thought that says, I would like this angel or any angel to come through and heal this thing, or to protect me from what's out there in this way, to put a shield around me, or to bring some healing to this person. And with Angel Fire, you don't have to go through that whole thought, because have you ever had trouble bringing in the thought of what you need to? You can't think of that angel's name. You can't remember what you normally say, right? Because you need the clearing. And here you are trying to clear yourself, and you're like, I can't, what is the name? It's like so hard. It's like your thoughts are going through mud, right? To like, what is Archangel? Who's that Archangel? Who's that Archangel? That happens to me sometimes. I'm like, yeah, something doesn't want me to remember. And then I have to like go through it and make sure I'm totally clear. It's a good way to see that you're not totally clear, or that something might be trying to make you unclear. There's many levels of being unclear. You can have an entity, sure. And of course, that's not the end of the world. You can have that cleared very easily. Or you could just have something trying to affect your auric field. And once you notice it and, reject it, you can go on with your day. So, there's all kinds of levels there. But to bring your own personal modality through, you just want to make the conscious connection to whatever modality you use already. You want to think of it coming through your crown that you're channeling. You can just make an intention. If you don't have Reiki, if you don't have Angel Fire, and you are worried you're using your own light to heal other people, which is most likely, then you can make the intention, I only use channeled light to heal others. Yes, this will definitely help you bring through healing that is not yours to heal others. And if you want to learn more about that, then I totally recommend my Angel Fire class, which is $11, or Reiki, which will up-level you in every way, bringing to a lot of higher dimensional vibration so that you stay there. It's a big self-healer, Reiki one. And that will help you stop using your own light to heal others. But I think if you also just make the intention, I intend that I'm only channeling light. Now, when you make intentions, they're different than making affirmations. Intentions mean that it's like per infinity, right? This is an intention I'm making from now on. But then you also have to realize that you might say something in a moment that's not great where you kind of undo that intention. So every once in a while, you might want to say it again if you feel like you should. It's not like an affirmation we have to say a million times. In fact, I don't believe that saying an affirmation a million times actually works, because you need to also the feeling of the affirmation is way more important than the words. So it's the feeling of affirmations that works. So I want to know if any of you have a question about your own personal modality and how it works. And I'll also bring forth a channel. I'm going to think about who I'm going to channel. Who should I channel? Maybe Archangel Michael? Yeah, maybe so. I'll bring through Archangel Michael on this issue. Actually, Archangel Michael is a great angel to call forth for bringing in protection, for cutting cords, for keeping you clear. I always say that if you want to cut cords, you can either imagine it in your head, cut, you're cutting all cords, or if that doesn't feel strong enough for you, although I'm sure it is, you can just call in Archangel Michael, cut all cords with your flaming sword of blue. And Archangel Michael does have an angel fire of blue, sapphire blue, electric blue, however you want to think about it. And so that is angel fire, where you're like thinking about a blue bubble, or you're thinking about someone in blue tinted glasses, then if you think about someone in blue tinted glasses, that's angel fire. So I just imagine a person's wearing glasses with a blue tint. And what that means is, because the blue is truth, that's what it means, and it's from Archangel Michael, then they will see the truth. So I think about that person with the blue tinted glasses looking at maybe me, if I want them to see the truth, and seeing the truth. And all that is the fastest way to call in Archangel Michael and say, hey, please make sure this person can see the truth. It's a prayer. You know, for angels, we need to ask them. We need to ask them to help. And that's a way to do it. So angel fire is so quick, and I really recommend it. And that is, how I would do that instead of taking all the time. I would just immediately think about that. And I teach all kinds of techniques, all the colors and everything in that $11 class. So just telling you, I try to make it very accessible. So let's bring forth Archangel Michael, because I don't see any questions. But if you have a question about your personal healing modality, or even some other personal modality like channeling, then let me know. Shauna says something. I was guided to run energy for years before I was allowed to attune to Reiki. My guides just kept pushing me to run energy for years, calling it angelic healing energy. That was such a confusing time. So what did you think about that? So if your guides, Shauna, are angels, you have so many angelic guides. If they were telling you that you were bringing through angelic healing, then I'm sure you were. I'm not here telling everyone you've got to take my course and be attuned, or you're not attuned and you can't heal people. I'm saying make sure you're not using your own energy. In this case, Shauna, it looks like angels were bringing light through you and you were using their energy, and you were very protected in that way. And they wanted you to understand how that works versus Reiki. And then once you brought Reiki in, did that change for you? Did it make it stronger? Because I feel like Reiki is an amplifier. Whatever healing modality you have, whatever you're bringing into this life, whatever is your flavor of healing, just gets intensified with Reiki. And so it's very helpful. Hi, Stephanie. Hi, everybody. And yes, Glow, I have it's a little fun background. So I'd love to hear, Shauna, and I'd love to hear from any of you about your own personal modality, about if you ever brought through energy that didn't have a name, or you weren't attuned to anything and you were just bringing healing through, and what that is and what that felt like. Okay, so yes, Reiki has been a wonderful addition to it. Absolutely, it's expanded it all. And Triada says, can you talk a little about violet fire healing? Yes, absolutely. And I see your comment, Amber. I'll get to you in a second. So what's the violet flame and what's violet flame healing? It is another type of angel fire, in my opinion. It can have a different flavor, but it can also be angel fire. So I use violet angel fire a lot, and I consider it the same thing as violet flame. However, it's also different. I don't know, it's two sides of the same thing. I feel like angel fire intensifies violet flame, and violet flame intensifies angel fire. And I often tell people to combine the two. So actually, Triad, if you look on my YouTube page at Soundwaves Heal and look in the playlists under special edition podcasts, you'll find 14 podcasts where I attune the watcher to all kinds of healing modalities and different concepts. It's sort of an example of what I do in my TAG Lightworkers mentorship, which is a monthly membership. And it can kind of show you how that works. And there is one for violet flame. It's for violet flame and the white flame. And it's with Saint Germain. It's with Saint Germain. And you can attune to it in that video for free if you want. It's really helpful. So Amber, if you think you're a healer, you are. If you are an empath, you're a healer. And that's a big deal. Ooh, my ear just totally went out to pure ringing, getting a download. Or that was so important for you to hear, Amber, that happened right when I said it. So yes, if you're an empath, if you feel like you're a healer, you are definitely a healer. And if you're having trouble hearing them when you ask questions, then you can attune to angels and that will help you. I do that in my mentorship tag. Or if you want to do a mini session, I can definitely attune you and bring through some angels and help you figure out how to channel them. I also do a channeling class every month, and sometimes it's with angels, like an angel in your spirit team. Sometimes it's with fae beings or a elemental in your spirit team. This month it's with a galactic being in your spirit team, and it's on Sunday. It's for beginners or intermediate and advanced people can come and practice just for fun. We take you, I say we because it's me and my spirit team, take you through a channeled meditation to meet your guide and then channel a message. And then if you want to do more, I'll help you one-on-one channel a second message. And it's free for TAG. If you're in TAG, you can just find the link to get in either in the chat, the Facebook group, or in the current TAG program. So Shauna says you're pretty happy when they allowed you to finally attune to Reiki. Joelle says, I've been hearing angel light healing a lot lately, and I think they want me to use that or use it with Reiki. I haven't had a chance to tune into it yet. So Angel Fire and Reiki together, I think, is the most powerful thing. I use them together and it absolutely is a game changer. And I know I've already said about 20 things that I do. So if you're just called to working with me and you're overwhelmed, you can just have a Zoom, we can just Zoom, a little discovery call, and I'll help you with the right order for you to do things in your budget. So yeah, I do a lot of things in a lot of budgets. So if anyone needs help, you can just sign up for a Zoom call. So I think you should, Joelle, really mix that angel light with your Reiki 2. Now, you're doing the Reiki 2 class with me now, the psychic Reiki healing, and you have the Angel Fire class in TAG, even though you didn't take Reiki 1 with me. So you could just do that, and that would help you. Are these angel fire or flame colors also associated with chakra colors? They are. They are associated with them. So the blue of truth, of course, is like blue of your throat chakra. And then the green of Archangel Raphael, of course, is your heart chakra. But they also do other things too. I'm sure you've heard that green is healing. So in my course, I talk about all the colors and I give you a printout, but I also teach you like how to use each one in all kinds of ways. So whenever I teach anything, I go really to advanced techniques of how to use everything. So I think it's a really worthy course. Yes, Janice, right. Archangel Zadkiel is also very powerful, the violet flame of transmutation. And that's the full name of it. Yes, tag is great. Yay. Thank you, Shauna. The link for the Angel Fire course is on my site, soundwavesheal.com, and it's under courses. I have a few courses under there. Mostly everything is in tag. If you can't find a course, it's probably inside tag. But you can always send me a message and I'll help you find things too. Or you can post in my Facebook group, 5D Daily, or you can post in the comments, not the live comments, but the other comments in YouTube, and I'll get back to you. Alex says, I can see now I've been channeling for years now that I'm more open and attuned to Reiki. It's easier to get the messages. I love using Angel Fire, my go-to, and using it in my Reiki now. I feel like I'm starting to get light codes too. I know you are, Alex. You're amazing. I really loved attuning you to Reiki. And then Shauna says the Angel Fire is a great tool. Thank you for saying so many tools on my site. Yeah, when you work with me, I'm going to give you like a million things. Okay, should I channel Archangel Michael? Do you have more questions? Of course, I want to answer your questions afterwards too. So if you have more questions and you think about them, stick them in the comments. Let me channel Archangel Michael. I'm going to drink some water. It is always very important that you're well hydrated when you channel, or you will find it difficult. You must always be clear, grounded, and hydrated to channel. If you're ever having trouble channeling, those are the 3 things you need to check. Okay, I feel Archangel Michael coming close, and I haven't channeled him in a while, so that's really exciting. Okay, here we go. Hello, I am Archangel Michael. I am raising the frequency to bring my words through clearer. If you can hold 1 minute. Yes, we do not just bring you into this human life without gifts and without help. And it may have taken you what feels like a lifetime to rediscover your own gifts, to believe in them, to open them. And that is on purpose. For you are at a time where these things are now known to be possible and more in the vernacular of Earth's words. People are now talking about it, understanding it. People are opening up to the spiritual. They're awakening in droves. As you have seen, experienced, felt, understood, it is happening now. And you do come with many gifts, not just gifts of healing, but gifts of helping others, many different types of healing and ways to bring messages through that you bring into this life. But sometimes you need to understand how to use it, or to be attuned, or to just believe for this to magnify. For many, it is helpful to be attuned, to have a mentor, and to receive that feedback. For others, they may feel that it is coming through strongly, and all they need to do is change their view of what's happening. You may always call on me to shine the light of truth on your channeling and on your healing. I will bring through the discernment and truth that you need. Ask, for angels can only do so much until you ask, but we are here to help you deeply. It is what we are called to do, is to help humans, especially in this time. And so you must call on me, and I will bring truth and discernment, and you must then trust your own feelings, and you will know what you are channeling, what you are bringing through, what you need to know. If you do not feel that you can channel messages from your guides or from angels, then what you can do is call me in for truth and discernment, and to lay your hands on your heart and to feel into the feeling of whatever it is you wish to know, and then feel if that's good for you or not good for you. And that is all. If you can get into a space of quiet, a space of perhaps ritual, if that helps you. If you want a ritual, you may call in a sacred circle. You may light a white candle. You may burn some sage. You may take a moment to connect deep to earth and connect to your higher self, and to ask for your auric field to be cleared by angels. And then you may call me in, ask me for truth and discernment, and then you can think one by one of each question that you have for a yes or a no. And if you know how to use a pendulum, but to use it while staying in 0 point energy, then we can communicate with you in that way as well. Or we can help you build that skill, as it sometimes takes time, of understanding true neutrality while asking questions. And if you are not there yet, then this claircognizance with the angels is what we're talking about, will help you greatly. I will bring a healing for you now for truth and discernment, and you can practice. Place your hands on your heart in this way, and I will bring a healing through, and then I will prompt you to think of a question you may have about if something is good for you or not good for you, if it's of the light or not, and you will feel your answer. Now think of your question. Is this good for you or is this not? And feel the answer. tia soya mayane, ayakatia so ayane atataye. I'm back. It's me. Okay, so did anyone experience anything? Sometimes it's hard to think about a question right away, but you can always come back to this and watch it again when you think about a question later. And that's a really good way to talk about it. You can just ask for that discernment because, that is a big question out there. How can I tell? How can I tell if it's of the light? How can I tell if it's not? The big question is this right for me or is this not? And maybe that's an easier question to ask than, is this of the light or is this not? Is this good for me or not? And so if you just feel in, you can use that claircognizance. Claircognizance, the clair of knowing, that's like where you feel like you are a pendulum. You are the yes or the no, right? And when you do that, you can feel whether it's a yes or no. And that might be easier than using a pendulum. Actually, Jana, who's here today, and I were talking about that the other day, how, you can use a pendulum, but unless you truly know how to not influence it with your thoughts, if you truly know how to stand in 0 point energy, then it can mislead you. So this is a great way to not be misled. And, perhaps it will take you to a realization that you're not clear and you need to get cleared, or you need to have a clearing or clear yourself if you're able, then okay. But that's good enough. Then you can get cleared or clear yourself, and then you can know what is good for you and what is not. Then you can try again, go back through the exercise as he taught it. So bringing this all back to your personal modality, that in itself is your personal modality, using it for yourself, right? Tuning in to how you feel, tuning into your heart and finding what it is there that is the truth. That's also a modality of truth. These clairs that you're born with are your own personal modalities too. And the way that you see, feel, hear, and know is unique to you. That's what is good for you. That's how it works for you. Don't expect that your clairs are going to feel or be or present exactly like someone else's. They're not going to. I don't see that well. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I see very clearly. Sometimes I see glimpses, but it kind of starts to mix with my other clairs where I hear things, I know things, I feel things. And because I've been doing it so long, I've been doing it every day for 8 years, it starts to become a very cohesive way to bring information through. And that will happen for you too. Ooh, another download. Let's see what Joelle says. Wow, I felt a calm wave flow over me for my answer. See? And so I think that we all have all of this within us. And of course, I love to help with attunements. I'm not saying that you need it. You might not. You might feel that it's a great way to enhance your own modality. I know that I felt that way because I did feel like I was doing something with my own healing. But since I've been attuned to Reiki, it's been a huge difference for me. And if it feels like it could help you, then I'd love to help. And there's also light language. Light language is a great way to channel light and healing. I just did a live class last weekend. I'll do another one next year, but in between, I always have the video course, which you can watch at any time. It's on my Soundwaves Heal page. You can click to it and you can send in a video for certification anytime. Oh, Sarah has a question. Can you sense which is my strongest clair? Yes, in a mini session, I can always tune in, see who your guides are, see what your clairs are, look at your path, what you're supposed to do, give some clearing and things like that. And that will always be there. And you can get a session with me by going to Soundwaves Heal /sessions and click through. The mini session is a really great way to get a recorded session. And if you're a first-time client, you can do a double mini session for 50% off. You ask your pendulum 3 times. Yeah, this is great. Thank you, Jana. Okay. Well, I hope you all have a beautiful day and thanks for coming. If you have more questions about your personal modality, then send me a message or put it in the comments and I'll get back to you. Okay, thanks. Bye. Bye, everybody. Thank you for listening today. Please follow this podcast, like, subscribe if you haven't already. We would love to have you in our Facebook group 5D Daily. And be sure to sign up for my free Channeling Spirit Guides program, which you can find under resources at soundwavesheal.com. I am Rachel Chamness, and it's my pleasure to help Lightworkers expand their channeling to heal in higher dimensions.